Moises Naim, talk about the emergence of what you call micropowers, insurgent political parties, startup companies, hackers, charismatic individuals. You say that all of these categories are challenging the older order, like, bureaucratic corporations, governments. Give us some specific examples of this.
Let me give you two, one from the world of war and the other from the world of business. Somali pirates. These are four fishermen that lost their ability to fish because the waters became, there was not enough for them to fish. And they decided to take their rickety boats and go out in the high seas in the Gulf of Aden and hijack some of the largest ships in the world, the biggest super tankers, big cargo ships. They would hijack them for ransom and made a lot of money. The world has reacted to that, and now those waters are applied by some of the most sophisticated ships, military ships, Navy vessels in the world. And the United States is there, NATO, of course, is there, all of Europe and the Ukraine and China and Japan as ships on those waters trying to stop the pirates, and they cannot do it. It's becoming very hard, and so that's a very small. I'm not suggesting the Somali pirates are going to win. All I'm saying is that they're denying the biggest armies in the world to exert their power over that territory. Used to be almost a monopoly in photography. For decades, for most of the 20th century, you had Kodak moment. That means pictures and film used to be Kodak. It had a very large market share and dominated that industry. Kodak is now bankrupt. And at the same time that Kodak was filing for bankruptcy proceedings, another thing came up, which was an app called Instagram. Instagram, with 2 years of age and 13 employees, was sold for $1 billion. Instagram is an app in your telephone that does photography, that helps people manage their pictures. I'm not suggesting that Kodak failed because of Instagram. Kodak failed of the inability of its management to adjust to new realities and new technologies. But I'm using it to show how a micropower like Instagram was able to survive and thrive while a giant, a mega player was going down.
I'm just going to interrupt you real quick. Do you hear the noise? Is that a problem?
I can hear it, but it's somebody doing construction.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we can.
Okay, just checking. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
I can ask my assistant to go check what that is if you want.
I hear it way down in the level. I think we've had street noise in these remote locations that are much louder than that.
Okay.
I think we'll be okay.
Did you want to pick up, Pam? So let me just, okay.
Am I being too long in my answer?
No, you're doing good. I want it's good, concrete is what we're looking for too, and as well as to illustrate. Go ahead, Pam Dawkins.
This is a follow-up question to what you were just saying about how power has changed with startup companies. And as you said, we've had these large established organizations from the military, police forces, news media organizations, traditional political parties that previously had controlled their fields, and now they're seeing their authority undermined by startup companies, as you just mentioned. In some cases, as with the Somali pirates, this is bad. But also, are there cases in which this is a positive development because it gives the consumers more choices and also brings greater competition to the marketplace?
Absolutely. A lot of the trends that I discussed in the book, The End of Power, are very positive trends, are trends that we should applaud and welcome and reinforce. Because as you say, Pam, they create more competition, it's better for consumers, it's better for voters. Voters have more options, it's better for entrepreneurs that now have the option of challenging established companies. It's better for groups that had been excluded in the past, that did not have a lot of rights, and now they do. So there is a lot to welcome, to celebrate about these trends. But there are, of course, some downsides to it, that especially are that the main manifestation is in governments, where they are blocked by the profusion of factors, by the quantity of what Professor Frank Fukuyama calls the vitocracy. Democracies are becoming vitocracies, meaning that there are systems in which there is a lot of groups and even individuals that have enough power to block the initiatives of others, but no one has enough power to push through an agenda. And what they do is they block each other, and that's what they create. That's why they create the gridlock that we see here in Washington, for example, or that we see around the world. This is a global trend.